Thank you. I just had a conversation with our Senate counterparts who were doing some work on this bill as well. And we came to an understanding that we would move the bill out of here, understanding that we would get continued work with great detail in the other chamber. So,
Thank you.
yes, I appreciate you coming in and giving us so much of your time today.
Okay. Any other questions?
Is there anything else?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, committee. Last bill of the week. Representative Morgan.
Yeah, yes, and I appreciate you getting with Senator Collmore, but however, like I stated yesterday to everybody, the bill has very, very noble intentions. I get that, and I believe in local. I do everything I can to do local, buy local. I think I cited an example in the committee yesterday. I can cite you multiple more, but I'm not going to go into that. I'm reluctant, as I said yesterday, about setting bars that we talked about of levels of percentages in there. Also, our testifiers just said yesterday this could use a lot more testimony still. I agree. Granted, Senate said the work, I got it, but I think that when we again heard this testimony today, we got an email this morning speaking to some uncertainties of the bill. I just feel that we would be sending a bill that is not ready for prime time to the Senate. And I think that when we send a bill, we should send a bill that we've done thoroughness on. And I'm not knocking anybody for that. I'm just saying that is my opinion of how I see this. And I can't support it unless we did our more due diligence on it. That's just my opinion only. But thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Representative. Any other comment? Representative Coffin.
I know yesterday when, we were trying to make compromises on the 70% and the advertising, but with testimony we heard today and the email we received this morning, that we don't have enough information. I want to support local businesses. We should be. I believe we should be spending in Vermont as often as possible. We should be spending state dollars in Vermont as often as possible. But as we're hearing, there's not enough guidance on it yet. We don't have enough information to do a good bill. And since this isn't going to appropriations, this isn't a money bill, I don't see rushing the work for the sake of rushing the work. Yesterday, I thought it had to get out as a money bill, so we're going to hurry to get something through. But if it's not, then we should be passing the best legislation we could instead of compromising out for something just for the sake of saying we got something out the door.
So just for clarity on the process, so this not being a money bill would not go to a money committee, but this is still the policy bill deadline today.
Mhm.
So we have no further capacity. So I understand your point.
I can't.
Vote how you want. I'm just laying out where we are with like a clock and an understanding. And that's why I went down to speak to Senator Collmore to make sure we were all on the same page. Representative Hango and then Hoover.
Thank you. I just want to say that I'm not comfortable passing out a bill that needs so much more work when the Senate actually has a vehicle that they could work on and pass over to us. So I'm sorry also if I led anybody to believe that this bill was going to appropriations, because that was something we did talk about. I don't know who said it, but it definitely is in my notes. And I just learned from you all that it's not going elsewhere either. So I appreciate all the testimony that we've had and wish we had time to take more.
And I did verify that with the clerk of the House. That was, so it is very clear. It is not. So. Representative. Or then Pistol.
Go ahead.
This has been a rather frantic conversation. Your assurance from the senator here again, and essentially we're talking about a mystery number that we can't put our finger on, but in terms of contents of the bill, beyond that allocation number. We're sort of in a good spot. Then I get it. Implementation.
Yeah, yes, and just to reiterate the conversation with the chair of the government operations of the Senate, we agreed that this would be a product that is very known to be in need of a lot more testimony, a lot more understanding in diligent. And that was very direct and understood.
We will probably get Bill, we being the House, back to confirm.
Oh, yes, it'll be amended and we'll have to see it again. Absolutely, sir. Representative Pisno.
Since I'm new at this, I have a hard time putting forth a bill that we haven't got 100%, not that every bill gets 100% behind it, but that we haven't done our due diligence and making sure that every I is dotted and every T is crossed, and then we're just gonna send it to the Senate and let them fix it for us. I would not want them to send a bill our way and cross over that we would need to fix because they didn't have time to do it correctly. So therefore I can't support it at this time. I don't think we're ready to. Well,
Heard and understood. Representative Laura Jones.
Thank you. I'm sure you're all excited to hear me say for the 9,000th time that I believe that it is critical that we find ways immediately to support local news organizations. It is, Free Press is one of the, we're so lucky. There's so many cornerstones of democracy. How many? More than 4. But we get to talk about one of them, which is a free press here in this room. And if given an opportunity to imperfectly support it with the understanding that it will be hopefully perfectly and acceptably supported later on as part of this wonderful democratic process that we have, that we get to make a bill, send it to the Senate, they work on it, they send it back. This is how we do things. We rarely send anything exactly 100% amazingly perfect out of here. So of course, in my mind, this needs to happen now. It's not something that can wait. It's not something that gets a report. We are losing media outlets all the time. And in a small state like Vermont, where there are workforce issues, where there are a lot of rural areas who probably need those news outlets the most, are the most underserved. And I think those rural communities are really important. And I think that any way that we can support them, we're obligated to do so. I was excited to learn about a platform that BGS is actually working on that's called VT Buys, which is a streamlined place for vendors to go online and for people to make purchases from their agencies in a really simple, streamlined fashion. I'm not sure when it's coming out, but it's in the works. And I think that's a great opportunity for us to give them an opportunity to add this to their platform, as they're already in the process of creating a system that would help agencies purchase and use Vermont services. So anyway, news is important, and I would like to support this as best we can to get it moving. And I'm appreciative of the Senate being willing to take this up and do some work on it too. And I do acknowledge that there is work to be done. And I'm excited to see what happens in the future. And I would love to approach it with that mindset.
Further comment?
my piece yesterday.
So with this, I have confidence in our Senate colleagues continue to work. I understand the sentiments of the not sending tight product. I feel that. And philosophically, I know the members of the nation know that we share that same philosophy. But Senator Callamore gave me comfort. So with that, I want to move that we find favorable H 244, draft number 2.1.
Second.
Clerk, call the roll.
Representative Boyden, yes. Representative Pincinel,
No.
Representative Morgan,
No.
Representative Cooper of Burlington,
Yes.
Representative Coffin,
No.
Representative Stone,
Yes.
Representative Cooper of Randolph,
Yes.
Representative Nugent, Representative Waters Evans,
Yes.
Representative Byron,
Yes.
Representative Hango.
No.
7-4-0.
Yes.
Yes.
I shall be the reporter. Thank you.
All right, committee, that was a barn burner of a week. We had 8 bills on our target sheet. We hit all 8. Well done. We hit all 8. Everyone we had numerated is now out the door. Also really happy with the work we did. So thank you all.
Thanks.
Eight